Hello, everyone. My name is Steve. I'm the young adult librarian at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. I have another craft project I'm going to show you today called permanent marker tie dyeing. This is an easy craft you can do at home. You just need a couple of supplies, which I hope you have readily available when I'm doing these videos. I'm trying to come up with ideas of things you already have in the home. And even though this video is meant for young adults, really people of any age can do this, younger kids all the way up to adults. Hopefully it's something families can get around and do as a group. You can also pull some science into this. This whole thing works, based on solubility, taking ink, permanent ink, and then using a solvent, which is rubbing alcohol, and that's why the permanent marker then disperses. So you can find a lot of great information out there on solubility and the science behind permanent markers and alcohol. So you only need a few things for this project. Of course, you'll need a t-shirt. You will need some rubbing alcohol, and you will need some permanent markers. There's a couple brands out there. Of course, Bic makes a permanent marker. Of course, Sharpie makes a permanent marker. So again, hopefully you have the color ones at home. They have to be permanent markers. Washable markers will, of course, wash off. So you'll also need something to disperse your alcohol. A lot of people use eyedroppers, which I didn't have. So, I scrounged around and found this flushing, device here, which works perfectly. And you'll need something to contain your alcohol in. You'll also need like some kind of container to stretch when I show you how to do this. You'll need some kind of, container to stretch your t-shirt over and rubber band it. And you can do this any size. Of course, the bigger the size, the more work area you'll have, the smaller work area you'll have. I've also seen people use cookie sheets. One big caveat before you get into this is to get permission from a parent or guardian, because of course you're going to be permanently altering some clothing, and you're going to be using rubbing alcohol, so you want to make sure that you have permission to do this. Again, with your container, you also want to make sure it's fine to stretch your shirt over a container. So with that, the first step, I would start with a test shirt. So I found an old t-shirt. I cut out the swath of where I had done my test designs, but this way you can experiment and see what different designs and color combinations, what they'll look like before you get to your permanent shirt and start doing this. So this here I did like a swirl, and for a long time the swirl really appeared strongly. You can barely see the outline now, but over time it just dispersed. You see I did a dot here, did some dots here, some sort of just, blobby shapes here, which didn't really work out. But again, that's why we're testing it. I did this worm here with sort of a rainbow effect through it, some more dots. This was really cool, where I did just a sort of a drawing of a plant. The ink did disperse, but the shape was left behind. So again, it's a cool way. Maybe you get a tie-dye effect behind something, and then I could trace back over my flower if I wanted to. So that would be really cool. Did sort of a rainbow down here. On the other side, I did just sort of some circles of different colors, which came up with a real sort of dark finished product. Again, but this is where you test out your stuff. You see what it's going to look like. I really love this, where I just did sort of lines of different colors, and then I just put the alcohol on it, and it just dispersed out. One thing I did find is the metallic Sharpies don't really do anything, so maybe stay away from those. Some other dots over here as well. But again, get a test shirt, try things out, try some designs out. That way when you get to your finished product, that you're working on, you've already worked out all the different, kinks and things that work and don't work. So then when you get to your, final design you want to do, again, you just get your container, you stretch your shirt over the container, rubber band it, and then after you've put your design on, and some people, you might want to do the whole shirt. I do localized areas, but if you want to do the whole shirt, put something between the front and back of your t-shirt. if you're gonna draw and not draw on your stretched out container. That way the Sharpie doesn't bleed through. So a piece of cardboard or some paper or something. Again, I work in localized areas like right here. Again, you draw your designs, and then the only thing you have to do then is suck up some alcohol into your dispensing device. Again, if you don't have anything else, you could probably use a spoon. These do make it easier though, because you can start just sort of dispensing your alcohol. You can see the purple's already really stretching out there, fanning out. There's my dots. Here's my swirl. And what'll happen is your ink will slowly break down. It will slowly start stretching, fanning out, flaring out to the diameter of your alcohol circle. And wow, you can really see the purple just really sort of fanning out there. You could probably maybe overlap colors too to get maybe a blend. I mean, there's all sorts of things. You can see, oh, this is really cool where the spiral is, and you see it flaring off there. It's really cool. So then again, let this set for probably 15 minutes or so. Touch it to see if it's dry enough, because it will continue to break down over time. So you want to make sure it's dry before you move to another part of your shirt. And then just move your shirt, lock it down, do the same thing. Then I would let it set overnight. You want to make sure your shirt's thoroughly dry, the alcohol's all dry, it's finished spreading out. And then after that, have a parent or a guardian, or if you know how to iron, iron this, iron your patterns for, I'd say 10 minutes just to heat set them in. And then after that, I would wash it. I would hand wash it. Don't wash it with other clothes. Should be okay, but better safe than sorry. So then just hand wash it the first time, so you know that it's okay. And that's it. So I hope you'll get out and try this project. Again, it's pretty simple to do. You can really be artistic with it. Again, great for family, all ages to do. You can make some really cool designs. And I hope if you try this, you will show me what you come up with. So thank you very much.